When you first approach the Emerald Grove in Baldurs Gate 3, a cutscene triggers showing goblins attacking the grove, leading straight into a battle. But I started wondering what happens if you completely skip that initial fight. Turns out avoiding it isn't easy. I tried several methods and failed, but eventually found a way to bypass the grove entirely. I created a strength-based character and went to a location near the grove. Using enhanced leap, I entered turn-based mode and jumped toward the bushes, being careful to avoid the right side of the path, which would trigger the cutscene. From there, I jumped down to a lower area, landing close to the Owlbear Cave. Then I made my way straight to the Blighted Village and from there to the Goblin Camp. When I spoke to MINTHARA, the game behaved as if I had already visited the grove. After that, I went back to Emerald Grove expecting to see some changes. Strangely, there were no goblin bodies outside, but everything inside looked exactly the same. Zevlor even thanked me for helping in the battle, despite the fact that it never actually happened. Honestly, I was expecting a more dramatic consequence, but the only difference I found, there were no goblin corpses outside the grove. In an evil playthrough of Baldurs Gate 3, you'll need to take the path that involves destroying the Emerald Grove by killing everyone there. It's a long fight but necessary to progress further. However, destroying the grove will cause you to lose two very crucial companions, WYLL and KARLACH. They will leave your party if you go through with it. But wait, I have a solution for all these problems. I'll destroy the grove without that long fight and WYLL and KARLACH won't leave my party either. Two birds with one stone. Let me show you how. After your first conversation with Koga in Emerald Grove, head over to Zevlor and speak with him. If you choose to support the tieflings during the dialogue, you will receive a quest that involves eliminating Koga. Before confronting her, make sure both WYLL and KARLACH have joined your party. Once they are recruited, return to Koga's quarter, engage her in conversation and then take her out. This will trigger a battle between the druids and the tieflings. After the dust settles, don't forget to steal the idol of Sylvanas. This step is crucial, as failing to do so will seal off the grove. Leave the grove and take a long rest. When you return the next day, you'll find the grove in ruins and everyone dead. Technically, it is destroyed, but WYLL and KARLACH are still in your party. Good news for now. However, after the camp celebration with the goblins, WYLL and KARLACH will eventually leave your party due to your choices. To prevent this, you will need to eliminate both of them before the celebration. After doing so, loot their bodies and keep them in your inventory. Then speak with Withers and ask him to watch over them. Now head to the goblin camp, talk to MINTHARA and agree to her plan to attack the grove. After a long rest, meet her at Emerald Grove, which will trigger the goblin celebration camp party. You can even romance MINTHARA during this event if you would like. The next morning, visit Withers and resurrect WYLL and KARLACH. Problem solved. They won't leave your party anymore. If you are aiming to support Emerald Grove, taking out the 3 goblin leaders is a must. By now, after playing many times, I believe these boss fights have become quite easy for you. But what I am about to show you is something you have probably never seen before. I am going to eliminate all the 3 goblin leaders at once using just one action, and the best part, I won't even trigger a fight. Let me walk you through it. First, bring your entire party to the second exit of the building near the torture chamber. Ungroup everyone and take control of just one character to start. Speak to Priestess God and let her head to her private room. Now use the improvised melee option on her and lead her away from that spot. The process is simple. Cancel the action each time before reaching your destination. This prevents her from becoming hostile. Repeat the process until you have walked her into Minthara's room and eventually onto the bridge in her chamber. She will stay put there. Next, take your character back to the second exit and summon a cat using Find Familiar. Move the cat near Ragzlin and use its meow ability to draw him toward the same bridge. Minthara will eventually join them too. Once all 3 leaders are standing on the bridge, enter turn-based mode and destroy the bridge. Just like that, all 3 goblin leaders are dead, no combat, no alerts. You can fast travel away safely if you'd like. Now I know what you're thinking, the loot. Yeah, I feel the same. Losing the gear stings. But if you're going for a speed run or just want a clean, efficient takedown, this method is unbeatable. 3 bosses gone in seconds. Before moving any further, I have a request. Please hit the subscribe button to get more contents like this. It costs you only a few seconds but fills my heart with joy and all my hard works get paid off. So please do this. After rescuing Nere in Grimforge, you usually face a tough and lengthy battle where you have to choose sides, either support Nere or side with the Dwargers. But there is actually a way to skip this entire fight. First, interact with trapped Nere through the rubble, then immediately take a long rest. The next morning you will learn that Nere's condition has become critical. If you take another long rest without freeing him, he will die on his own. When you return to Grimforge, you will find Nere's dead body. You can loot him and even use Speak with Dead to interact. However, the rest of the area will be empty, no enemy corpses, no other loot, and no combat XP. So you will miss out on a decent amount of experience and items. Remember this fight in Moonrise Towers? Easily one of the toughest battles in Act 2. I still recall the first time I tackled it, keeping Zahira alive felt harder than the fight itself. Honestly, at times it seemed like saving her was the real boss battle. Anyway, this encounter is part of the Infiltrate Moonrise Towers quest, where you have to face waves of enemies in multiple phases. But here is a question for you. Do you think it is possible to complete this quest without killing anyone? Well, surprise, it actually is. You can sneak your way through the entire sequence without shedding a single drop of blood. Let me show you how. First, head to the left side of Moonrise Tower's main entrance. I highly recommend bringing Gale along for this run. Now climb up to the upper level with your party and follow my path carefully. There is a door up here that we need to get through, but it is tough one to lockpick. So be sure to make a custom save before you try anything. Instead of lockpicking, I'm using the knock spell. Much easier and cleaner. Next, we'll work our way toward the roof door. Ungroup your party members first. We need to break down this door quietly. Make sure everyone is in stealth mode to avoid alerting the guards. Once it is down, I'll make Gale go invisible and scout ahead. As soon as you're near the rooftop door, regroup everyone and go through it. This will teleport your whole party to the roof instantly. And that's it. If you return to Moonrise Towers after defeating Ketheric in the Mind Flayer colony, you'll find this place completely empty. No enemies, no dead bodies. It's a cool stealthy alternative, though yeah, it kinda sucks missing out on all that loot and XP. But hey, sometimes style points are worth it. Now let's talk about the fight with General Ketheric and Myrkul. I actually found a way to win the boss battle without fighting at all. Yes, it is possible. After reaching the Shadowfell, you'll need to side with Balthazar and help him bring Nightsong to Moonrise. Once that is done, return to Moonrise and go directly to the roof. Don't forget to use invisibility before interacting with the roof door. After that, reach the Absolute Altar and interact with it. That will trigger a cutscene with Ketheric where he will ask you to bring Isobel to Moonrise. He will also give you the option to interact with the Absolute. Press on the altar again and another cutscene will trigger where the mysterious artifact is revealed and Ketheric teleports you to the Mind Flayer colony. This triggers a fight with Balthazar, who is tasked with retrieving the artifact. Since we have no intention of fighting, we'll need to be strategic. Use invisibility and then Misty Step to teleport to a distant spot. You'll need to use another Misty Step to completely exit the fight. Once done, head directly toward the final chamber to confront Ketheric. Upon entering the chamber, a cutscene will play showing the Absolute's army marching toward Baldurs Gate. Normally, if you try to go down the road of Baldurs Gate, you get a message saying you cannot proceed because of the Absolute army. However, since the army is now on the move, the path is almost clear. Unfortunately, you still cannot fast travel from the Mind Flayer colony at this point. But wait, I have a solution. If you want, you can use your dog to free Nightsong. Just make sure to cast invisibility on your dog first. Now use polymorph on yourself. You can cast the spell directly, or you can also use the Pixie's curse. Once you're turned into an animal, you'll be able to fast travel to any location. If you want to go through the road to Baldur's Gate waypoint, there will be no barriers since the Absolute's army has already moved out. Once you reach Rivington, you'll find Ketheric's Netherstone in your inventory. While you'll miss out on some valuable loot from Ketheric, you'll still obtain the essential Netherstone without any bloodshed. On Rivington Beach, you'll encounter an argument between the guild members and the Stone Lord's goons. By this time, we all know that MINSC himself is the Stone Lord and can be recruited to the party near the end of the game. But do you know what happens if you bring the Stone Lord with you to this point during the argument? It was quite surprising. I have tried this along with some other rare interactions in this video. You can watch it by clicking here. Visit my channel to get more Baldur's Gate 3 videos like this. Subscribe if you like. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye.